Hey there, it's Alicia. I'm the founder of Successfilled and a certified professional coach. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk to you about a surprising four-letter word that might be hurting your mindset. Now, this isn't one of your typical four-letter words, but I think it can be far worse to say than one of the more common ones. And the word is can't. Now, hold on, it's like just bear with me while I go through this because really, truly, this can really hurt your mindset in a way that can even be kind of sneaky. So come along with me and I'll explain why I think this and what you can do about it. All right. Take a moment right now to think about a situation in which you told yourself you can't do, be, or have something you want. Okay. Do you have something in mind? Just whatever it is, the first thing that comes to mind is usually best. Okay. Now, how did hearing that word make you feel? Was it, did you feel excited, energized, empowered? Or did you feel diminished, maybe lacking in talent, a bit deflated? I'm guessing it was those latter not such great feelings, right? Okay. So this seemingly innocent four-letter word truly can damage your mindset. When you say the word can't to yourself, it can trick you into thinking something that is merely challenging or maybe outside of the norm of your social groups. It can trick you into thinking that it's impossible, at least for you. For example, you might say to yourself, I can't have a respectful relationship that's either romantic or platonic, either way, because no one I know has one, so it just must not be possible. Okay, so that might be one thing. It can be really easy to think that way, but you'll see how to change those thoughts in just a minute. Okay. When you say the word can't to someone else, it can introduce doubt in their minds regarding their personal potential. So it's not just bad to say to yourself, it's bad to say to somebody else. And I'm not talking about using the word can't to prevent someone from injuring themselves, or if someone truly is incapable of doing something due to some kind of incapacitated physical, mental, or other kind of state. I'm not talking about that. Like where it's either you're trying to keep somebody safe or there's really some kind of issue that is real and not perceived. It's not a mindset issue. It's something different. Okay. So wanted to clarify that. Now, what I am referring to is just like I was mentioning, telling someone they can't do or have or be something they want. So this is the piece. When you're telling them something and it's, so you might be telling them that, they can't do this because of like in your mind, you're keeping them from experiencing pain or frustration because of your own fears or concerns or biases based on your views or your experiences. Okay, so they're not real, they're perceived in this case by you. If you are saying those, if you're telling someone else that they can't be, do, or have something that they really want for their life. Okay, so please be just as careful about passing on your fears or limitations onto someone else. Be as careful about doing that to someone else as you are to doing it to yourself, okay? Now, everyone's journey is unique. You and everyone is capable of the extraordinary. I'm not kidding. Absolutely, that is true. Now, you might have no idea of how smart and strong and skilled and accomplished you can be until you put in the effort it takes to prove this to yourself. All right. You might have some kind of faulty mindset that says, no way, I can't do it. Well, unless it's something truly, truly that, there's some kind of barrier that is an actual barrier, not a perceived barrier. That's just a completely false statement. Okay. And most often it's that, right? It's in our mind and not some real thing, okay? You can make a positive mindset shift away from using the 4-letter word can't to hurt yourself and potentially others by doing the following, okay? So this is what you do. First, you ask yourself this question: how am I settling for good enough? So what am I telling myself that I can't be, do, or have? Pick the first thing that comes to mind. Next, do this. Change your internal narrative by replacing the word can't with how can I? So for example, if your limiting belief is I can't have the body I want, replace that with how can I have a fit, strong body, or whatever it is that you want, that body that you want, describe it. Okay. Or maybe your internal thought is, I can't afford to buy a home. Instead, think, how can I make the money I need for my dream home? Okay. See the difference? Another false mindset might be, I can't make a difference in reducing plastic use and waste near me. I can't do it. Change that instead to, how can I reduce plastic use and waste in my community? So it all starts with that belief that you can. Then you need to take consistent action to make it happen. So it's not just about, all right, I'm switching out the can't to how can I? It's not just that. You have to take action. You have to do something differently in order to get the results you want, okay? So I want to be clear about that too. But it starts with that belief. Because if you don't believe you can, why on earth would you put in any kind of effort to make your life different? That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so now using that first faulty can't statement you just thought of, what's one step, no matter how small, that you can take to prove to yourself that you can? Okay, think of that one thought and write it down. Write it down in your phone, on a piece of paper, wherever you're going to see it, okay? Now, decide which part of that step, or it could even be the entire step, depending on what it is, that you can do today. So figure out what can you do today by the end of the day today that you can realistically do, okay? So either do it now, if it's something you can fit in right now, great, do it now. And if you can't, schedule it right now and commit to doing it at your scheduled time before the end of the day. All right. The one exception is if you're seeing this at the very end of the day and you're just exhausted, then, give yourself grace and just do it first thing tomorrow or as early as you can tomorrow. Okay. All right. So each day, start the day with how can I, with that how can I statement for this goal. So the one that you came up with, how can I, and then fill in the blank for whatever that goal is that you want. Okay. Identify and take one action each day until you reach that goal, okay? Now, I believe this mindset shift from replacing the word can't with how can I is truly one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. One of my favorite quotes is from Henry Ford, which says, whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you're right. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you're right. So this quote shows the power of both a supportive and a limiting mindset. Because if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. So if you think you can, you'll figure out a way, you'll truly believe that how can I, and you'll figure out how to do it, and you'll take that action in order to keep going. That will help you do that, right? And if you think you can't, you'll stay stuck in that can't, and you'll never really believe that you can. So that'll lead to you not doing anything differently. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, if you're not doing anything differently, you're right. You're not going to get what you want because you're not doing what it takes to get it, right? You have to do things. You can't just think them. You have to do them, okay? You have to take steps to make them happen. All right. By consistently saying to yourself, How can I reach my goal instead of saying I can't? And by taking the necessary action to reach your goal, you'll build a positive, powerful mindset. The kind of mindset that believes that you can, forget that can't, believe that you can. All right. I would love to hear how you're reaching your goals by kicking can't to the curb. And if you'd like more help proving to yourself what you can do, what you're truly capable of doing, please check out my options on my website at successfilled.com. That's successfilled.com. And it's the word success and the word filled together because I want you to live a successfully fulfilled life. So that's where my business name came from. All right. I believe you are here on earth for a special purpose, a purpose that only you can fulfill in the exact way you can, because no one else has ever been, nor will they ever be exactly like you. Now, reaching your goals helps you fulfill your purpose. Okay? I really hope you think about that and believe in that, because I absolutely do. I truly believe that. And I really, really hope that you believe it, or at least you start to believe it and prove it to yourself. Okay? All right. Well, you've got this. Okay. Bye for now.